The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're going to be taking a detailed look and sea trial of the first of a new series of affordable boats from Sea Ray. It's the 21 SPX OB. She's highly customizable, and as we look around, we see that she's thoroughly Sea Ray, with the company cutting no corners. Let's start with a look at her features. As we step aboard, we immediately see that she's geared towards water sports with a tow pylon installed. Optional packages are available to add to those features with a tower or even convert to a fishing rig. Even with the outboard, there's still plenty of room at the platform with a 4-step reboarding ladder to port. The sun pad easily converts to an aft-facing seat, and the addition of the outboard has an obvious benefit. Underneath there's gobs of storage. Under the walk-through to the cockpit is the battery in another storage compartment, and still more storage in the step. The entryway takes a diagonal turn, which allows more room for the cockpit seating. There's both L-shaped seating to the stern and a chaise lounge to port. Simply moving the seat back creates a forward-facing seat at the console. Adding a filler cushion creates another lounge, this time facing aft. When not in use, the filler has dedicated storage under the aft seat. Sea Ray has also narrowed the gunnels, and this, along with the widest beam in class, clearly allows for a roomy cockpit that still remains social. There's a dedicated spot for a 25-quart carry-on cooler and a built-in self-draining cooler under the aft seat. A roomy storage compartment is in the port console, accessed from a side-mount door. At the top is a lockable glove box with a stereo inside. And there's the usual index storage between the consoles, but the hatch is even held open with a gas strut. At the bow, there are the usual side lounges, and Sea Ray also added an aft-facing seat up forward. There's tight storage under the seats, and an anchor will store here, as under the forward cushion is a set of steps to the bow's non-skid deck. The aft-facing seat also makes a nice observer seat for towing, as it's right in the line of sight to the captain. Now let's move to the helm. Sea Ray kept things simple with minimal gauges mounted to a contrast panel. A depth gauge was mounted to the right, a urethane wrapped steering wheel is mounted to a tilt base, toggle switches are to both sides, and a red push button separates the horn to the left. An armrest is provided to add comfort to the engine control. The seat is a pedestal mount that slides fore and aft as well as swivels around to join the conversation in the aft seats. We also appreciate the molded footrest. Now let's get underway and see how she performs. We tested this outboard version with a Merc 150 4-stroke. Optional power goes up to a 200 Verado. With full fuel and 3 people on board, we reached a top speed of 46.5 miles per hour. At that speed, we measure the fuel burn to be at 14.5 gallons per hour, meaning the tank will last 2.5 hours. Best economy was at 27.4 miles per hour and 5.5 gallons per hour. That speed produced a range of 181 miles and an endurance of 6 hours and 36 minutes while still holding back a 10% reserve. While the 21 SPX is clearly designed for protected waters, we took her out for a spin in open water with a bit of chop, and it was quite telling. Naturally, full power caused a bit of pounding, but dialed back, the ride became quite enjoyable. She rode easiest on the beam or following sea. If we worked at it, we could get some spray in the windshield. Turns were well coordinated with no chine walk, even against the chop. With the 150, she accelerates smoothly with no snap to the launch off. The bow rise does not interfere with visibility over the bow. The worst a boat has to offer is always in the head seat, and here she was still quite enjoyable, but clearly when we experimented with varying directions, the ride became more and more fun. Overall, this was a great boat to drive, and on board we found it to be surprisingly roomy in addition to the unique versatility. Oh, and another cool thing about this boat, she's also available in a sterndrive version. And that's our look at the 21 SPX OB from Sea Ray. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.